Hey, what up? This is my review of New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 3 show that was done on January 4th, 2009 of this year. Definitely gotta say this was overall a very good show and definitely one of the best shows that New Japan has put on in a long time. Opening matchup was a six-man tag with Mistico teaming up with Taguchi and Prince Devitt versus Averno, Jado, and Gedo. And pretty much the way this match was it was a two matches kind of going on at the same time where it was Mistico versus Averno for a good portion of the match. Then you saw outside the ring, you saw Taguchi and Prince Devitt kind of fighting and brawling with Jado and Gedo, and then they got in the ring. So it's pretty much that's the way it was, mainly due to the fact that CMLL is very protected over Mistico, where they don't want him to really get injured or do anything against other talents they might not be familiar with or hasn't really worked with before, so they mainly have him work against Averno, which is another CMLL talent, and obviously Mistico and him obviously have worked with each other in the past, and that's the main thing they did for a little while. You saw excellent stuff between them two. Now, if you haven't seen Mistico before, you probably were very excited seeing him in this match. Mistico is one of those top talents from the CMLL company, not only just CMLL, but Mexico in general. His popularity in Mexico, I would say, is almost as popular as, think of how popular Austin was during the Attitude Era, or how popular Hogan was back in the day. That's basically how popular Mistico is. That's how big his popularity is in Mexico. Definitely he's one of the top luchadors down there. Definitely I would like to see him brought into either TNA, WWE, or even Ring of Honor now, since Adam Pearce is the booker and Gabe Sapolsky's no longer there, and he wasn't keen on the whole lucha style or anything, so possibly like to see him in some U.S. company at some point or another. WWE's been interested in him. TNA tried to get him for the World X Cup, I think. So definitely I'd like to see him there, and he did some good stuff in here. Him and Averno, good back and forth action. This was kind of on the lines of kind of like an X Division type opener in TNA. A lot of fast-paced action from everyone in here. Prince Devitt did one spot where he was on the ring apron. He did a dive out to kind of like an area that was, I guess, blocked off for like the press, and Jado was in there, and then he did a flip dive to Jado right through over there. And Mistico did some good stuff. Mistico's team picks up the victory after Mistico hits the La Mistica to Averno, which is basically a tilt-a-whirl satellite head scissors into an armbar, and then Averno taps out in a 3-star match. Definitely a very, very good opener. Then the next matchup was the 20th anniversary Liger match, which was Liger teaming up with Sano versus Inoue and Koji Kanemoto. And this was a good match. The only problem with this match was that it was way too short, and for a match that was called Liger's 20th anniversary match, even though it was kind of sold already on the fact this is Liger's 20th anniversary match and he's highly over with the Japanese crowd, so he necessarily didn't have to go out here and perform, a 5-star classic to, ignite and get the crowd excited into the match. But they should have gave this match a little more time than what it was given. Still, nonetheless, they did some good stuff in here. Koji Kanemoto and Liger did some good work. The match ends with Liger hitting a superplex off the top rope to Koji Kanemoto for the victory in a 2- and 3/4-star match. Should have possibly won another 5 minutes. And for a match, 20th anniversary, I was hoping to see the Liger bomb for the finish in this match to Koji Kanemoto. Hope they would have went that route and should have been given this match a little more time. That's probably the only problem I did have with this match, but nonetheless, it was pretty entertaining match. The next matchup was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title match, which was the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions at the time, the Tag Team No Limit. And before a lot of these matches, you saw a lot of good video packages. Before this was pretty much showcasing how No Limit defeated Jado and Gedo for the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles and became the champions. Then kind of like a little promo from Shelley and Sabin leading up until the match. And this match was definitely very good. A lot of good tag team wrestling in here. A lot of good back and forth action. Really enjoyed this match. A lot of good stuff from everyone in this match. A lot of good fast-paced action, like I said. And one good spot in this match was Alex Shelley was on the middle rope. Looked like he might have did like a flip dive to the floor to Naito of the No Limit team, but right at that point, I guess Chris Sabin kind of dived in between Alex Shelley's legs and did a tope suicito to Naito to the floor. Definitely a very good spot right there. And the way this match ends is Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley hit the slice bread number 2 combination into a power bomb, and Chris Sabin pins Naito for the victory in a 3 3/4 star match and become the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Very good match, very good tag team wrestling in here. Really enjoyed it. Then the next matchup was for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title with Low-Ki versus Tiger Mask 4. And this match was a little bit disappointing. But if anyone knows how this incarnation of Tiger Mask 4 is, definitely knows that he's very inconsistent in the ring. I've seen him deliver some good matches. I've seen him deliver some great matches as well. But a lot of times he's very inconsistent in the ring and definitely is the worst incarnation of Tiger Mask up to this point. And Low-Ki is a great performer in the ring. And speaking of Low-Ki, just in case anyone doesn't already know, Low-Ki apparently has signed with WWE and is going to be going to WWE. Don't know what show he's going to be going on, but apparently this was his last match in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And as everyone knows, Tiger Mask did pick up the victory, won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title after hitting a snap suplex to Low-Ki. Now, there's some good stuff in there. It started off good, then it ended up going pretty slow. You saw some brawling outside the ring. You saw Tiger Mask hit a pile driver onto the rampway. Then it kind of slowed down the pace of the match. And then, like I said, Tiger Mask 4 picks up the victory after hitting a snap suplex to Low-Ki for the victory in a 2.5 star match. Kind of a very disappointing match. Then the next matchup was definitely the shocker of the night as far as this match I wasn't looking forward to. This match I thought was going to be utter shit and completely terrible. And that was the 8-man tag, which had Riki Choshu, Chono, Kurt Angle, and Kevin Nash versus Giant Bernard, Azuki, Ishishi, don't know if I got that name right, and Carl Machine Gun Anderson. I wasn't really expecting much from here. Now was this match an excellent wrestling match or anything? No, it wasn't like an excellent mat wrestling type classic or anything like that, but it was a very enjoyable 8-man tag. And this match, they booked it in a very good way where it wasn't given too much time, which was the best thing they could have done. Which they shouldn't have gave this match good. They gave this match a good amount of time, but not too much time that they needed to make it seem like it was dragging on, which was the good thing they did here. It was not a long match, but it was given a good amount of time, and everyone got to perform what they had to do in this match, and definitely was a whole lot better of a match than I was expecting. Kurt Angle's team picks up the victory after Kurt Angle has Carl Machine Gun Anderson in the ankle lock, and then Carl Machine Gun Anderson taps out in a 3-star match. Definitely a whole lot more enjoyable of a match than what I was expecting from it. Then up next, you had a very, very good match, and that was Yuji Nagata versus Masato Tanaka for the World Heavyweight title. And this was for the World Heavyweight title of the 0-1 Max promotion, since New Japan and 0-1's been having this type of feud between each other. And this was a match that was showcased on here. Yuji Nagata being the current World Heavyweight Champion of 0-1. And this was a very good match. Very hard hitting. A lot of good back and forth, stiff chops, stiff kicks. Very stiff match. It was pretty much, like a very strong style type match. These two just beat the living shit out of each other. You saw them just go back, beat each other up as hard as they could. Both men were bloody in this match. Just a very enjoyable match. Definitely a very stiff match, and really enjoyed the way they worked this match. Definitely they did some good stuff within this match. And Yuji Nagata picks up the victory after hitting a backdrop suplex to Masato Tanaka to retain the World Heavyweight title in a 3.5 star match. I know I'm probably going to enjoy that match more than what some did, but I just enjoyed this match a lot. A lot of good hard hitting stuff in this match. Very stiff match. These two did a lot of great stuff in this match. Wasn't given a lot of time, but for the time they were given, they did excellent stuff, at least in my opinion. Then the next matchup was Nakanishi versus Jun Akiyama. This was a Pro Wrestling Noah versus New Japan showcase match. And this was a pretty good match. Another very good match on this card. Akiyama picks up the victory. Picks up the victory in here in a 3 1/4 star match. Pretty enjoyable match. It was one of those matches that, not that much can really be said about it, but it was another very solid match on this card, which pretty much so far, nothing's really been that bad on this whole entire show up until the next match, which was the only thing on this show I could really have a problem with on this show, which was the IWGP heavyweight tag team title match, which had Maccabee and Jado versus Team 3D, and this match was just god awful. It just kept on dragging on. You wanted this match to keep on ending. It did the thing where, typical Japanese match where there's a lot of false finishes in here, and it just didn't work in this type of match. You saw some weapons get involved in this match as far as trash cans, tables, and stuff. But even the weaponry in this match didn't help this match out. And pretty much everyone, I'm pretty sure that it was interested in seeing the show, especially seeing the card before the show, definitely probably expected this match to be the worst match of the night. And it was kind of like a match that was kind of, I guess, a cool-down match in some extents for the next two matches, which I got to say the next two matches were great, excellent matches. And this match, Team 3D pick up the victory. They win the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles after hitting the 3D to Maccabee for the victory, with Brother Ray pinning him. Brother Ray pinning him in a 1.5 star match. Definitely the only thing on here you can classify as being a terrible match that shouldn't have been on the. Well, it made sense being on this card because this kind of built up to the history they had at Wrestle Kingdom 2, and then they can get in the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team title shot. Definitely at least made sense being on here, but it wasn't a match that I found enjoyable, and I highly doubt anyone could find this match enjoyable. Then the next matchup was just an excellent match. It was another New Japan versus Pro Wrestling Noah match. This was a tag team affair, which had Nakamura and Gedo teaming up as the New Japan side versus the Pro Wrestling Noah side of Misawa and Sugiura. I hope I got that name right. I probably butchered a few names in here, but nonetheless, who really cares? But in this match, you kind of really expected Sugiura of the Pro Wrestling Noah side to take the pinfall and do the job in this match, but that really didn't hurt the match. It was very predictable what side was going to win this match, but this was a lot of excellent stuff. You saw some great stuff with Nakamura and Misawa in here. Just everyone really meshed well in this match. Just a very good tag team match. A lot of good back and forth action. A lot of good, stiff action in this match from everyone. Just a very good, strong style S-type match, kind of on lines of the Masato Tanaka and Yuji Nagata match. Excellent stuff in here. Everyone worked very well. Just a very enjoyable tag team match. And the match ends with Nakamura having Sugiura tap out of the armbar from him in a 4 1/4 star match. Very enjoyable tag team match. Really enjoyed it. Then the next matchup was the main event of the night, which was for the IWGP Heavyweight title with Keiji Muta versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. In this case, if anyone doesn't know, Keiji Muta is the Great Muta. His other persona is just without the face paint and makeup. And this was a very good main event. Really enjoyed it. A lot of good back and forth work from both of them. A lot of good false finishes. They did one portion of this match where Keiji Muta kept going and hitting the Shining Wizard to Tanahashi, kept getting up. Then Tanahashi, after that, was doing the twisting and spinning neck breaker to Keiji Muta. And then just excellent stuff in here. Really enjoyed this match. Probably enjoyed this match a little more than some because I'm a huge fan of Tanahashi. He's definitely one of my favorite Japanese talents at this point. And definitely Keiji Muta is a Japanese legend. I think everyone that's a fan of Japanese wrestling either likes him as Keiji Muta or the Great Muta. And either persona, he always performs a great match. And this was just an excellent match. Like I said, a lot of good false finishes. Saw, a lot of good no-selling from both of them in this match. Typical Japanese style of a match. Saw some good stiff action from both of them. And pretty much this match ended after numerous frog splashes from Tanahashi to Kaijimura for the victory. He wins the IWGP Heavyweight title and becomes the 50th wrestler to ever hold the IWGP Heavyweight title, the 50th holder of the IWGP Heavyweight title. And just an excellent match from Kaijimura versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Great way to end the show. Excellent main event. And just everything I liked about this match. The two meshed very well like I would expect them to. Just an excellent main event. And overall, this was an excellent show. Overall, the main event, I would give a 4.5 stars. Probably enjoyed it maybe more than some, but I really enjoyed the main event. Overall, I would give this show a 9.5 out of 10. Excellent show. A show that I would say is a must-watch, must-see for anyone. Even if you're not that much of a fan of Japanese wrestling in general, mainly, I would say give this show a chance. I think you would love it. You see a lot of excellent stuff on here. You saw, great opening showcase of Mistico. You saw a great tag team match with the Motor City Machine Guns versus No Limit. You saw, pretty good, solid match with the members of the main event Mafia, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, teaming up with Masa Chono and Riki Choshu versus Giant Bernard, Azuki Ashishi, and Carl the Machine Gun Anderson. Excellent stuff with Yuji Nagata versus Masato Tanaka. Good match between a good match between Nakanishi and Akijima. Just a very solid match between them two. Excellent match with Nakamura and Gedo teaming up with Masawa and Surgawa of the teaming up. It was the New Japan versus Pro Wrestling Noah showcase, and just an excellent main event to end the show. So overall, like I said, give the show a 9.5 out of 10. Even if you're not a fan of Japanese wrestling, give this show a chance. The only gripes that I had with this show was the Team 3D match was god-awful and completely terrible and drug on a little longer than what it should have been given. And it made sense being on here, but I didn't enjoy the match at all. And the only other thing you possibly have a gripe with this show is Liger's match should have been given another probably 5 minutes, and they could have made that match better. And unfortunately, the Low-Key and Tiger Mask 4 match was solid, but it wasn't, an excellent match that I think it should have possibly been if it was Tiger Mask 4 actually showing up for the match. And Low-Key is a great talent, and I hope he has very good success in his WWE career. And overall, just an excellent show, awesome show. If you can't find a copy of it to download online and you don't want to go the route of downloading the full show, just check Daily Motions, check here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure someone by this point has uploaded the entire show, or at least the matches of the show, pretty much. And definitely is a show I would definitely recommend for anyone. And that's my review of New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 3 show. Just an excellent show and a great way to start off the 2009 year in wrestling with a great show like this. And yeah, that's it. Peace.